Hey everybody, welcome back to a Read with SJ. I am your host, Sarah Jane. Thanks for showing up in my corner of the world where we use tarot cards to communicate with our higher selves. As we begin, I always like to let you know the way that I channel. I truly believe that we are multidimensional. There is a version of you on the other side of the veil that has all the answers to all the questions you have. That is what I refer to as the higher self. My higher self is the only place that I am receiving messages from. That is it, directly from that version of me on the other side of the veil. By you being here, your higher self is in communication with my higher self in order to bring forth messages. In other words, everything I'm getting ready to tell you are things you already know on a very deep level. I'm simply here to provide you with encouragement, support, and clarification. All right. I'm also going to invite you to take a big deep breath in, and as you breathe in all that stress and worry, any anxiety you've had throughout the week. Breathe it right into the center of the stomach. Big deep breath in. And as you let go, direct it out of your energy field. One last time, just to make sure we get anything that's kind of lingering in the energy field. Pull any of that stress or that worry from this week. Anything that you really have on your mind right now. Just breathe it right into the center of the solar plexus area. And as you breathe out, make sure you direct it out of your energy field and let it go. All right, this is going to help to reset your nervous system and to make sure that you receive the messages the way that you were intended to receive them. So, I've already set my intention and connected prior to beginning the read. So let's begin. I always like to say it's kind of like your higher self and my higher self. Me and you are all sitting down together to have a cup of tea, or have a coffee, kind of chit-chat about where we've been, where we're going, and just to get some encouragement to keep moving in the right direction. It's always important to make sure that you create space just to check in with yourself. You know, how am I doing? Where am I going? What do I want to create next? All right, I'm going to leave the themes over to the higher selves. So it's like we're sitting down having a cup of coffee. How are you? How's it going? Let's leave that theme space open for the higher self. What do we want to talk about today? Gratitude. Love that. Shadow self. Okay. Awaken. In reverse. How interesting. Wow, this is a strong setup we got going on here. Okay, so gratitude. What a beautiful energy. Really, no matter what it is that you're going through, everything is a matter of perspective, and there's always something to be grateful for. It may be much smaller than what the problem is, but there's always something to be grateful for, okay? So what I'm hearing from this is play with perspective, and stay focused on whatever it is that you're grateful for, okay? Because staying in that frequency is going to be very important right now. Shadow self, this is interesting. You're walking through some type of interesting segment or chapter, a space within yourself that's being reflected in the external reality. The shadow self a lot of times can have a lot of pain, a lot of confusion. It's easy to get caught in it, all right? So, but there's also a lot of beauty in the shadow self. This is kind of interesting what I'm picking up. You know, a lot of times immediately we see the shadow self card and we kind of beat ourselves up. We get into this space of it's negative, it's dark. But these spaces in yourself they're the strongest versions of you. Even though they're the darkest versions of you, they're also the strongest, right? When you think back into a chapter of your life, and you're loving yourself, and you're looking at yourself, you're looking at what you've been through, you're like, wow. You think about all the times that you were struggling the most, and that version of you made it through that. You don't go back to those chapters and think about the good times in the chapters. You go back and you're like, wow, I made it through that, right? So that shadow self version of you, we're going to dive in as we move into this, but there is a gratitude here for having overcome some of the things that you've overcome, for the version of yourself that you used to be. It's almost like it's kind of weird. I feel like I'm at a funeral. So I feel like maybe you might have been like tested lately to see, are you going to continue identifying as the person you used to be? Or are you going to begin identifying as who you are? And that kind of moves us into this awaken energy here. So let's dive in a little further and see. There could also be a part of yourself, a space that's necessary that you're in right now, that you have to kind of get through in order to get into this awakened state, because we have the awaken in reverse here. So let's dive in. Let's see. Tell me about this gratitude. Four of Pentacles, Four of Coins, you could say. In reverse. Interesting. So 4 is the energy of safety, security. Coming out in reverse means feeling slightly unsafe right now, feeling kind of out of sorts a little bit. Like you have nothing to grip onto, you have nothing to hold on to. Nothing's really stable or secure right this second. This is why it's so important to hold on to your gratitude, though. Because things may seem like they're upside down. Things may seem like nothing makes sense and everything's falling apart. But truthfully, what's happening is your mind is being rewired to focus on the things that truly matter. So everything externally may be, I hear melting. I don't know why I hear melting, but melting. It's almost like I'm seeing a bowl. It's like an alchemy bowl, right? Like you're taking everything that we've learned, everything we've been through, who we've been up till this point, right? Which is different people all along the way. You're always a different person until you get to this point. Now you're putting all of this in this bowl and you're kind of mixing it up, and you're being grateful for the experience that you've had thus far. And you're beginning to put all your emotions in the right seat, right? Like, where is my safety and security? Where does that come from? Because I'll tell you what, it can't come from anything outside of you. That's a part of how the mind has been conditioned. Society has conditioned us to be grateful when the things outside of us are in alignment. But the truth is, everything's always changing. So there's going to be times when things are in alignment, and there's going to be times when they're not. You have to be able to stay in an enlightened vibration no matter what is happening outside of you. So I'm kind of getting this feeling of letting go of all this old definition of what safety was, of what security was, kind of putting it in this big bowl and looking at your whole journey, everything you've been through, being grateful for it, and allowing it to transform. But that's interesting because I'm getting like everything that you put in the bowl, you have to look at, right? You have to look at it, you have to pick it up, and you have to place it in the bowl. So there's this interaction that occurs with all these pieces of yourself right now. And we're moving into this shadow self. So what's this interaction between you and your shadow self. Interesting. 6 of Swords. So there is something that you have to walk from. There is something that you are holding on to that represents your shadow self, that you know represents your shadow self. The objective is to... Oh, okay. Okay. So here we go, right? We got this bowl and we're putting all of our experiences and stuff in it. And now you're at this space where you're looking at this part of yourself. And the question is this part going to serve you? Does this need to go into your bowl? So here's where I'm getting with this. And this is tricky. When you're talking about a lower part of yourself, there might be a part of you that's like rejecting that part of yourself because you don't want it. But that soul part of you doesn't want you to reject it. They want you to transform it. Okay? So there may be an energy in your field right now, and this is going to be reflective of the people and the places and the things that you're experiencing. Okay? Everything is your energy in form. But there's an energy that's in your energy field right now that's prohibited you from moving forward in the past. It's a trauma of some sort that you're carrying. You know that either this person, place, or thing is not healthy for you, so you have to let it go. But what's interesting is you have to be very careful about how you do this, because you don't want to just push it off, forget about it, I don't want it, don't look at it, cut it off, right? You want to transform it. You want to outgrow it in peace, in love, in light. So there's this energy here of just peacefully moving forward, taking things for what they are, being in gratitude for what you've learned, who you've been, and then transforming. So you can't really truly transform if you're just cutting things off and not looking at them. Okay? Do the deeper work. People that are in your reality, they reflect parts of yourself. So when you get triggered, look at that. Why am I triggered? Why am I upset? Why did I allow that person to take my thoughts and feelings from me? Because now my thoughts and feelings are in a triggered space, right? So technically you're allowing that person, that external subject, to take your thoughts and feelings. That's your point of manifestation. You want to make sure that you're really at peace with your past. Really at peace with it. Be in a space where you can look back at all the unstable places that you've been, all the places that you felt insecure, unsafe, and love on those parts of yourself. Go back to yourself, however that looks to you. Even envision your, 5-year-old self, your 10-year-old self, your 15-year-old self, your 20-year-old self. Love those versions of yourself. Just takes a moment to go back and see yourself somewhere and hug yourself and let yourself know that it's okay. It's all going to make sense one day. By doing these kinds of exercises, you're integrating this energy. You're transforming it. You, my friend, are an alchemist. You are an alchemist. If you were not, you would not be listening to this video. You're an alchemist. You're the creator. So we want to make sure that we're not tricking ourselves. We want to make sure that we're not trying to push anything away, and that we're rather allowing it to transform in peace. We are outgrowing the circumstances, and that is okay. That is okay. If you ruffle people's feathers around you, all you got to do is pray for them. Pray for them. Touch base with their higher self. I do readings like this. I also do connections and spiritual coaching. If you're interested, check out my website at innersarah, INNERSARAH.com, where I kind of work with you to touch base with other people's higher selves. If you're having trouble disconnecting from somebody, then you can touch base with them on a different level, in a different realm, and begin preparing the energy to separate, okay? You want to use everything that you can in your might when it comes to moving forward in a happy, healthy fashion. Okay, so this is about forward movement. You have this 6 of Swords energy here. 6 is moving. 5 is change. Sometimes change can be perceived as chaotic. 6 is beginning to move out of the change. So that's taking us into a whole nother vibration. There is an acknowledgement here of forward movement having occurred. Okay, so that is being acknowledged. Whatever direction you're moving in right now, continue doing it. Call back your energy. You need to have your energy right now because it needs to go into this bowl that you're creating of all your new beautiful energy, your new reality that you're creating. You need to be able to have all your energy in order to create the most beautiful creation for yourself. Call back your energy and use it in moving forward. Okay? Let go. That's whatever this is that there's an attachment to. Letting go of it is what's healing your shadow self. Okay? Saying, no, we cannot stay in the position we have been. No, you cannot stay the shadow self forever. This is a chapter that we've been in. Metaphorically, I'm speaking as if you're speaking to yourself, between you and your shadow self. I know this is a space that we've needed to be. I know we had to have our guards up. I know that we needed to protect ourselves, but now we're moving into a new space. All right, we're becoming a new person, and that includes that version of yourself that you needed to be in. Maybe you've been in survival mode. We've all been in survival mode for a very long time. So that shadow self maybe has protected you and was developed in such a way to protect you. So there's love that we want to give that shadow self right now. So don't beat yourself up if you're not where you want to be. Don't beat anybody else up if they're triggering you. All right? They're playing a role for you. But just love yourself and move forward in love. I cannot stay here. I cannot sit with this for so long. I have to love myself. That's the only way that you're going to demonstrate to those other pieces of yourself and the other people in your reality how to really love themselves is by you loving yourself, by you taking these steps. Okay, so there's a forward movement that is occurring. And also, I do want to note here, because as I had mentioned, we're not in the 5 energy, we're in the 6 energy. Okay, so there is something that's being acknowledged. There is something that you've done that your higher self is acknowledging you on that. You are moving in the right direction. There's an epiphany, there's an awareness. There's decisions, there's steps that you've already been taking. Don't allow the mind to trick you, because the mind will say to you, I have to do A, B, and C to get to where I'm going. You have to transition that thought process into, I am doing A, B, and C, and I am going where I need to go. I'm on my way to where I need to go. Okay, so you have to be out of this I have to do and into this I'm doing energy. Okay, watch your mind. Your thoughts and your feelings are what's creating. Okay? So it's not I have to move forward. It's I am moving forward. I have been moving forward. I am actively moving forward. I am on the boat moving forward. Okay? Don't let the mind trick you with, I need to do this and that. No. You are doing this and that. The Magician in reverse. Now listen, we got the Magician and Awaken in reverse. There is something that you're trying to create something for yourself. You're trying to do something, but you're still entertaining the shadow self, okay? And it's prohibiting you from, you're slowly moving out of it, but there is this space of disconnection while you're in this, dealing with this shadow self right now. Interesting. I'm being drawn to the fact that this card has kind of cut off gratitude, and all I'm seeing is attitude right here. So I don't know if you've had a disagreement with somebody recently. I feel like this is a separate party. Like I feel like you're dealing with somebody, a friend, a relationship, a family member. I feel like there's somebody in the reality that's representing the shadow self for you. And there's almost this energy of having entertained it too much with that Six of Swords. To the point now that it's where you're at right now, you can't This magician card, that's manifestation. That's having all the tools that you need. And this awakened card being in reverse, you're cut off from something. As long as you're entertaining this shadow self still, you're cut off from something. You want to love that part of yourself. You want to integrate it. But once that process is done, don't get caught up there. You can't stay there. All right, let's clarify these. I'm curious to get this clarification because there's quite a bit coming out here. Now, of course, with all my reads, fit it how it fits to you, you know? You know better than I know about what's going on exactly for you, but the higher self is bringing through the overall energies. So tell me about this gratitude and this... Yeah, the Tower. The Tower in reverse. There's something here that is just the Tower being in reverse is a rebuild energy. Whoa. We have Four of Wands. And we have the Sun. All right. This is a deep message here. Okay, so the Tower energy is usually about breaking apart, letting things go, being in a space of a void. Okay? Coming out in reverse could either mean a Tower moment needs to occur that hasn't occurred. Could also mean that a Tower moment has already occurred, and that you're just in a space of void. With this gratitude, I kind of feel like there's been a couple things that have occurred that have made you feel like they're Tower moments almost. Coming out in reverse, I don't feel like they're huge. I don't feel like this is a huge, massive Tower moment. I just feel like you're hanging on to the gratitude. You're focusing on what feels good, but you're taking note on what's in your reality that's not. It's becoming very evident. There we go. Okay, that's the Tower card, is that anything that is not in alignment with you is becoming very clear. It's like, you know when someone's knocking on your door, and let's say you're all the way across the house and you can faintly hear the knocking. And then as you get closer and closer to the door, the knocking gets louder and louder and louder. And it becomes very evident that somebody's knocking at the door. Whereas in the beginning, it might be like, was that somebody knocking at the door? Like, you know, and then you start walking toward to check. Well, once you're by the door, it's like you hear somebody's banging on the door, okay? So there's this energy of it becoming clearer and clearer and louder, and whatever it is that is not serving you, that needs to be transformed, that needs to be put in the right seat, that needs to be put into your little alchemy bowl, it's here, it's hot, it's heavy. You're very aware of what I'm talking about. There's certain aspects of your life that you know this works or this doesn't work, and it's becoming easier for you to decipher very quickly. Okay, this works. This is something that's going to be coming with me. This is something that's not. You know, I'm going to navigate it like this. I'm going to navigate it like that. There are certain tests in your reality right now that you have to show up, and you have to identify as the person you're becoming. You can no longer identify as the person you have been. Okay? These Tower moments are going to keep coming hot and heavy and louder and louder. They're not coming because you're a victim to the circumstance. They're coming because you have to be able to see truthfully who you are and where you're at, what you're becoming. Your reality has to support that. There is this forward movement. Four of Wands is interesting. Again, there's that Four of Pentacles. Here's that Four of Wands, right? The Four energy, safety, security, manifestation. Wands is very spiritual. With this shadow self and this Six of Swords makes me feel like a relationship. It makes me feel like You are having to let go of something that you love very much, that you cherish very much, something that you are very attracted to, very tied into, but it represents your shadow self. And allowing this relationship or situation to transform is allowing it to transform within you. By letting go of what is not serving you, you are literally letting go within yourself of the things that do not serve you. This is not easy because you are tied, but there is something out there, an environment, a space in the world that is more in alignment with who you are. Wands is very spiritual. It's in alignment. It's, wow, that feels good. That's what Wands is. That's the energy of spirit realm, the higher vibrations, magic, right? And four is that safety, that security. So the Four of Wands here is about having this unity and this connection within yourself and allowing that to come in from the spirit realm, to manifest into your external reality. But the only way to do that is to clear out the space in your external reality so that you can bring through these new people, places, and things from the spirit realm into your external reality. Okay? So this takes walking away. You can see how he's walking away, but what's he walking toward? Four of Wands. Possibly unseen, because Wands, like I said, is starting in the spirit realm. Wands is all of your energy, your magic, right? But there's something here, this vision, this unity of people, places, and things that really works for you, truly. And you're moving toward that. You're slowly moving toward that, one piece at a time. Look, it's almost like you have your inner child here, right? You have a woman here. The vision's kind of hurting. The woman and the inner child are kind of covered up. You got the masculine energy stepping in here, slowly moving the boat, right? So this is really you learning how to hear yourself and follow the path toward your vision, no matter how scary it may be, right? So this is you moving out of your shadow self. But there is, this is early on, and this is new, and I feel like you're still just at a crossroads. Either like we just docked the boat and we're leaving. Like, I just feel like this is fresh, especially with this, the Magician and the Awaken in reverse. I feel like the decisions that you've been making as of recent, you really, truly can see nothing. Every choice that you're making right now is a huge jump. It's a risk because you can't see what's going on. This is what I'm going to tell you. The Magician and the Awaken are on the board. They're here. They may be in reverse, so you can't see them. You don't feel like you have the tools. You feel like you're sad and you're tired. You're exhausted. What the habadesh has been going on here? But what is upright? The sun. And what did I state originally over here? Everything is about perspective, okay? No matter what you're going through, step outside and feel the sun on your face. Bring yourself back to the small things that lift you up while you get through this, okay? You are moving in the right direction, without doubt. And some of this may be the test. When you're dealing with your shadow self, notice how one eye is covered, okay? So she's blinded to a degree. Not only is one eye covered, but the other one's closed. So she's blind. You can't see. So you've been in these realms, these versions of yourself, navigating, figuring out who you want to be, day in and day out, making decisions to identify differently every day. Allowing yourself to become a little bit more of the person that you truly are. Putting down the guard, letting go of the self-sabotage, moving people that don't serve you out of the vicinity, slowly but surely. All right? So part of this is to not be able to see your tools, to not know what the future is going to hold, and still be able to follow your intuition. That's the big test here. That is how you're healing your shadow self. All right, so just quickly to top off here, I want to get some from the regular card deck. There's nothing like a regular deck of cards for me. It's my favorite. So tell me about this Tower, this Gratitude, this Four of, so many. Oh my gosh. If it's meant, it will come. Tell me about this Tower. Three of Hearts. Yeah, okay, so you're learning how to hear yourself. I mean, this is what's happening. You're really learning how to hear yourself. What is it that you believe? As I always say, we're on a ball floating in space. Go big. Extend your perspective. What is it that you believe? 3 is all about teamwork. 1 is leadership. 2 is partnership. 3, you have a team. And coming out in Hearts, that connection, that feel-good feeling, okay? Through this whole situation, you're learning how to connect with the things that really matter. And you're learning how to build yourself a foundation based off of those things, okay? Your intuition, your guidance, your support. Really building on that for yourself. Working with a team. You're not alone. Okay, that's the big message there. You are not alone. I don't know if you've been looking for an answer or a sign, but this is it. All right, this is one of the signs. You are not alone. You are heard. You are loved. You are supported. And remember, you don't need me to touch base with your higher self. As much as I appreciate you showing up to support my work and to be here to create that space to touch base with your higher self, you don't need me to do it. All right? Every morning, wake up and ask that higher self, hey, guide me today, inspire me today, protect me today. All right? And start building that relationship. It starts small and it gets big, and life will never be the same. It's wonderful. So start working with yourself, and your higher self and your guides want you to know no matter what, you are not alone. You are always loved. You are always supported, and there is always love and support being offered to you. So make sure you reach your hands up and allow yourself to receive it, okay? Interesting. 4 of Diamonds. Yeah, whatever this is deep. This was childhood wounding. This is safety. This is security. This is manifestation. This is your physical reality changing. And allowing your physical reality to change means all these fears and doubts and traumas that you've been through are coming up to try to come at you and say, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. Why? Because if you start making different decisions, then that means your shadow self will have to transform. Your shadow self is just trying to keep you as your old identity. So as you start making different choices, no, I'm not going to make that choice. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to accept that. Yes, I will do this. Yes, I will do that. Yes, I will accept this. As you're starting to truly create your reality and say no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what does, your reality is going to transform. So if you're going through some chaos, remember, this is a result of your old self beginning to fight. Your old self is like, right? And what do you want to do? You don't want to fight back. You want to just love. It's okay. It's okay that I feel nervous. It's okay that I'm fearful. It's okay. I understand. But we don't have to be in that space anymore, because we're building something new. Love that part of yourself. There's a lot of energy here about fighting that part of yourself. Do not fight that part of yourself. Love that part of yourself that is scared. Love that part of yourself that is confused. Love that part of yourself. All right? And you're going to begin seeing your external reality change if you have not already, which in this reading, I got to tell you, this to me is, we're not in the beginning stages of this. We're on the journey. So there is an energy here of your external reality is already moving. Things are already shifting and changing for you. Remember, keep your mind out of the, I have to do this or that. Keep your mind in the, I am doing it. It's done. I'm here. I'm awaiting my results. All right? 4 is all about manifestation, safety, security. Diamonds is all about the here, the now. This is about your external world changing as a result of you transforming and alchemizing your shadow self. Ah, 5 of growth, learning what you're capable of, learning how in control you truly are. This is a mind game. This is a mind game here. Look, bottom of the deck, 6 of alignment. What's interesting, what do we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. Talk about forward movement. Talk about forward movement. All right. So you got to hop into a different vibration, though, in order to get into this space to be manifesting easily, to be feeling good, for everything to be in alignment. You're in this shadow space. You're observing things. Do not get caught up in there. Do not stay there longer than you need to. Allow things in your reality to change by loving them out of existence. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to get angry. Even when it comes to dealing with other people, right? If somebody is not totally in alignment with you, talk to their higher selves, pray for them, and then do whatever it is you need to do, and do it in love. Hey, this isn't working for me. And if that person starts battling you, then that's okay. This is my exit point. It's time for me to up and leave. When you're ready to settle down, then we can continue our conversation. But for right now, I need to continue moving forward. I need to follow my intuition. Even though I can't see what's on the other side of it, I have got to follow my intuition. All right? There is forward movement on the board. There is beautiful things that are getting ready to unlock for you. You have to continue pulling yourself out of this shadow self vibration into this higher vibration. And you can do that by staying in gratitude. You can do that by utilizing your mind, seeing what it is that you want ahead of time. All right. So this is where, ironically enough, by you going in and working on your shadow side and deciding to no longer identify as who you used to be, you're identifying as a new version of yourself. By you doing this, you're actually learning and reorchestrating new beliefs for yourself. You're now finding out how powerful you really are. And isn't that a reason to love your shadow self? Your shadow self, and anybody that's playing characters as your shadow self, they're teaching you how truly powerful you are. They're allowing you to see where you truly stand. All right? So keep on keeping on. This is beautiful. You guys know I love to end off with my door cards. Look at these. They're so cool. So let's get 2 of them. From the higher self, 2 advice cards. Oh, look, that one popped right away. Deeper. You are not finished. You are not yet done. Dig deeper and deeper. The best is to come. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So that's an indication for you. I also just got chills on my upper back and my lower calves. This is all about root chakra and heart chakra. Okay. Moving forward from something that is deeply rooted within the heart chakra. Okay, by you saying, this place doesn't make me feel good. These people, these places, these things, these habits, they don't make me feel good. I need to adventure on no matter how scary that is. And allowing your mind to make that decision. This is some big work that you're doing here. All right, so keep on doing exactly what you're doing. Continue navigating through the waters, and every day make the choice to choose you. Okay. I feel like you're right in the thick of it right this second. 3-eyed raven. As sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out to you. Prepare for the unexpected. Oh, that is so beautiful too. I would tell you right now, I did just gain chills as well. A lot of times, depending on the location of the chills, there's giving me a message there. This one was in both of my forearms. I kind of feel like I'm reaching out for something, right? There's this energy of excitement, of receiving. There we go. Of receiving. Okay. So whatever work that you've been doing, this slowly pulling yourself out of this and alchemizing. All right. Everything at some point in time, this is going to be unlocked. This 5 and 6, 5 is all about change, but it's good change. It's growing, learning, expanding. 6, coming out 3 of clubs. Clubs is all about alignment. All right. I don't believe in luck. I believe in being in alignment. If you want to experience something, you see, you feel it, you vibe that vibe. And then you attract the same vibration, the experience, right? So that's alignment, aligning to what the circumstance is. 6 is forward movement and alignment. So there's some change, there's growth, there's alignment, and there's beautiful, unexpected blessings that are on their way to you because of the work that you've been doing. So hold steady to that. Stay in gratitude. Visualize what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Call on your higher self. Utilize that. Even though you can't see the future, it's okay. Trust that what you're trying to get to is on its way to you as well. All right, but you can't get there without alchemizing all these parts of yourself. So utilize the people that are in your reality so that you can see who you truly are, where you truly stand, what you need to let go of, what beliefs you're still holding on to, what habits you're still holding on to, so that you can release all of this and open up the space for this unexpected miracle to come on in. All right, and I feel like three-eyed raven as sunrise hits. Okay, so now we've traveled through the darkness. We're moving into this space of sunrise beginning to emerge. A messenger raven calls out the news. All right, so it's almost like it's time. Prepare for the unexpected. Okay, so that's your job right now, is to be in this space of void. I feel like I'm lost, I'm confused, I don't know where I'm going. That's okay, you don't need to know any of that. Your objective is to train your mind to be right here, right now, to understand that you're letting go of what doesn't serve you, you're bringing in what does, and you're trusting that even when you can't see it. And that perhaps is maybe one of the biggest tests of the universe, right? Even when you can't see what's going to happen, you are taking steps to hear yourself. And that's a beautiful thing. Talk about this forward movement. 3, 4, 5, 6. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for loving and supporting me. Remember, by you being here, you're not just here to support me, you're here to support you as well. So not just from myself am I thanking you, but from your higher self. Thank you. Thank you for being here, because you're taking that time to open that space to check in with yourself. And remember, like I had mentioned before, you don't need me to check in with your higher self. Your higher self is with you at all times. I highly advise to begin building a relationship with that version of yourself if you have not already. So, not just from me, but from the universe and from your higher self, thank you so much for being here. Truly love and support you. I'm also going to thank your higher self for being here to bring through messages to my higher self. I'm going to thank my higher self for bringing through crystal clear messages to me, and I'm going to thank myself for stepping into my work. I love you. I support you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for me. Keeps me moving in the right direction. Also, hop over to my website at innersarah, INNERSARAH.com. Subscribe that way so that you get notified when my book comes out. You can also book a reading that way as well if you're interested in getting a reading with me. Otherwise, I also do a podcast every Wednesday, a phone call with freedom. If you haven't checked that out, check out some of the other videos on my YouTube channel. You can find those there, where we talk a lot about this kind of work, deconstructing the mind and reconstructing it for a better way of thinking. Otherwise, I love you. I support you. Thank you so much for loving and supporting me. Truly, I truly, truly value and appreciate you for being here. And also, I just want to note, for those of you that are into my card reads, I am on a schedule right now where I drop card read every Monday, and I am changing that. So we are now moving into doing card reads every Sunday and every Thursday. So I will see you right back here next Thursday for another read with SJ.
Teach my soul to sing your song, even when my eyes can't see. When I can't seem to carry on, I know your hand is guiding.